Glad you're with us today. I'm with my boy, Teofilo Hayashi. We're here in Sao Paulo, Brazil. They got a ministry called Dunamis. They're killing it. Media, streets, conferences, churches. They're doing amazing stuff. And they're really touching a generation. So I'm really excited to be with you. We are at the Dunamis Enterprise, and we are talking about growth. And the reason we're talking about growth is every time I come here, I see more growth, I see more depth, I see more clarity, more creativity. I see the guys who you're raising up in ministry, I see their growth, and I love it. And so, speak to that a little bit. Speak to growth.
Yeah, I think growth is a consequence of life. If you got something that's a living organism, automatically grows. And I think the people like you and me, and so many of our viewers that are watching us and are leading movements and leading ministries, or even organizations or companies or whatever it is that you're leading, I think that the main focus of, or the main function of a leader is bringing definition. So imagine the example I use is just imagine a piece of mass that's living organism that's going to be growing, and bringing definition is saying no, you're the arm. You're not the leg, you're the arm, so that way we don't have something deformed. And then say you're the neck, and you're not the head, because or else we're going to have something deformed. And I think that as leaders, our main function is actually just bringing definition because if you have life in your organization, it'll eventually grow. I mean, it's natural. It's the course of nature for it to grow. And as leaders, just bringing definition. So it's constantly pointing towards the vision, constantly talking about job description, constantly assessing our strengths, our weaknesses, opportunities, and threats.
Sure.
And moving on forward.
Yeah. One of the things that I've seen just in interacting with Dunamis and with your team is I think that you really have an ability to see people's talents and to push them into their talents. And so when you have more people in your organization, that is easier. Why don't you speak to a little bit how it is when, let's say, you're a little bit understaffed, you're under-resourced, because I know that there was a time where you were there, but yet
sure.
You pushed ahead.
Sometimes I still feel we're there.
But you pushed ahead, and the guys that are with you and your team pushed ahead. And so how do you navigate working in your strength, in your area of strengths, when you need a certain amount of things to get done, and maybe that doesn't involve one of your guys working in their area of strength?
Yeah, I think that one of the common mistakes that hungry leaders do in the beginning of an endeavor is basically trying to grow too quick. So I think that you will actually make a dent, a significant dent, if you focus on depth instead of width. And so I feel that, let's say, one of the things that I dream a lot. And I have vision, and I know you too. And one of the things that our challenge is, when is it time for us to implement a vision that we have? And I've had two signs that I kind of take to everything that I'm doing. Do I have the money or the financial resource, and do I have the people or the human resource? So financial resource, human resource is two things that I see as prerequisites before I take on a new endeavor. So, and I'm not talking about, if I don't have money or if I don't have people, I should not take a step by faith. Because if I do have a word of the Lord for that, I will, by all means, step out in faith. But if there's many times where I know it's just, it's the Lord's will that I do this vision or fulfill this vision, but not necessarily have I received a green light on it, and I'm trying to fill out, Lord, when is it time for us to expand, keep growing, go wider? And two things that I kind of use to gauge is, do I have people to run this thing, and do I have finances to make it keep it going? And if not, maybe it's not time.
Sure.
Maybe when it is the Lord's timing, He will bring the people and He will bring the finances. Therefore, I've always prayed, Lord, bring me the people and the finances so I can fulfill what you called me to fulfill.
Sure.